Good morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching this. I'm your host, Leafy Potato, and welcome to another NRTS 1v1 cast. This match was played as part of the 6th Saturday Smackdown, which is a 1v1 exhibition. Anyone can join. We've got the access to it in our community Discord every Saturday, 1 p.m. Central Time. We host a whole bunch of 1v1 games. Feel free to join if you'd like. Yeah, this particular game I was experiencing some pretty bad internet issues, so if the gameplay looks really choppy, that's why. Anyways, playing as the Orange Commander on Hidden Valley. Wow, okay, I'm tired. City Outskirts. First try. We have CoolRextreme. Don't exactly know how to pronounce that. Playing as the purple commander is Blue Knight, which is an alt of Uchiha Itachi, which somehow I got that confused with Na-Eyed Aura and mistitled the last video for... We're not going to talk about that. Anyways, Rex seems to have liked my my heli rush strat and does it wrong, which, you know, it's the spirit that counts, right? You got the helipad, that's what counts. But yeah, no, it doesn't work if you make a third worker, because then you're $30 short, and on 42 eco, yeah, you're gonna be waiting a while. It's like another 40 seconds you lose by making that worker. Anyways, at least you got a CC farms. Same cannot be said for Blue Knight. Anyways, let me get that into my system so that for the rest of the cast it'll be largely put aside. I am pretty proud of the last Saturday Smackdown. I thought it was pretty successful. It was very long. There was a bit of time where there was nothing happening. But a couple of games picked up like 2 hours after the main chunk was done. No real problems with anyone. Yeah, it was just fun. I do think at some point I'm gonna have to get a second private server for ranked, so that people can play multiple matches at once. Of course, I can't cast every match if that happens, but if people are just looking to go and play some NRTS 1v1 with their friends and get it ranked, I can have that happen. So they're not just sitting around for an hour waiting to play a match, because people wanted to go into a tower heavy late game. Anyways, honestly, because of how bad Orange fudged up the heli rush, it killed his eco, and he got the first heli out pretty late, so he couldn't really use it for that long without encountering heavy militia from purple. Honestly, I think Blue Knight's position's just a bit better, though that's going to change very swiftly because Rex has 3 workers on the map, so he can expand really quick, and Blue Knight's not pressuring his farms at all, which is a mistake. If you're going to build any army units whatsoever, I mean, some of it's okay, you don't want your stuff to die, right? So that's cool, but you've got to use them, especially if they've got a better map position than you, or if they've made a mistake. You have to make them answer for that. Otherwise, they're just gonna get away with it, you know. And I don't know that I agree with Blue Knights constantly trying to zone out the heli by spending a whole bunch of effort and attention with their militia for that. Yeah. So yeah, orange is effectively just going for heli harass, but you shoot yourself in the foot first. And purple, it's really hard to describe what purple's trying to do here, mainly because of their lack of farms. Right, I'd say chopper militia, but he's got an air pad, he's got one chopper, and he's got like a bundle of militia, and will not finish his second house that he actually queued up first. It's not finished, it's not making eco, and it isn't providing housing. He's gonna go lose his first heli right now. Yeah, woohoo. Ends up killing one of Orange's helis, but yeah, that's just... and loses his heli in return. Yeah, purple's in a horrible spot now. Orange has a tower blocking the easiest access to his base from militia. Purple doesn't have a vehicle depot. He's got an air pad, so he can make choppers, but you have less eco now. Orange has taken the map. You've given them their time to, like, recover from their mistake. Orange has better eco, and he did a freaking heli rush incorrectly in the early game. Basically, you got 3 minutes to do whatever the hell you wanted, basically. More or less. He had the heli out by, like, the 2-minute mark, but that's so late for a heli rush. And it came with all the downsides, which is the lower eco. So for the first 2 minutes of the game, as purple, you could have done whatever you wanted, and it, you know, nothing really happened. Yeah, orange has gone and expanded towards blue. It'd be different if purple had already gone and expanded towards red and was able to hold some of those farms, but you've got a horrible position. Orange can just attack any of that line from his base where he's making choppers. You can just rally the choppers over towards red space or towards the middle section there and just cut you off. Yeah, if you're purple in this position, making air doesn't make that much sense. Mainly because orange has more eco than you. They've got a better spot to make it than you. At any rate, I do have some ideas for videos to do about NRTS. I'm gonna rewrite the freaking script that I made for choppers, because I don't think I need to convince people that choppers are good or how you should use choppers, because I think most people understand. You build choppers, you send them over to farms, but more so a video on attention as a resource, right, and thinking of it as such. That seems to be one of the biggest strengths of the helis, is not that it can fly around and shoot farms, but that by flying around and shooting farms, it gives your opponent something that they have to attend to, or like that they have to ward away, that you can still preserve after they've gone and done that, right? So if they go send units to chase after your heli, all you have to do is pull your heli back, and you still have a heli, which you can use to then go harass them again. You still have the tool of harassment that can be used to cause a problem for them later. So you have something that you can use to force them to either spend attention on that, like warding away your helis again, putting more units out there, building a tower, whatever, or you kill their farm. And either way, you win. No matter who you're playing, at some point, they're gonna run out of capacity to understand everything that's happening on the map at every time. You're going to find some way in. If you can whittle them down, just make them tired, exasperated, overwhelmed, then doing anything becomes a lot easier. Right? A single heli can make your push with your main army a lot easier by virtue of just occupying the opponent with something trivial while you go basically for the kill. So if they're not focusing on making sure that they don't die, and instead are focusing on your annoying heli, then, well, then you win. Right, or you can use it to distract them so they can't micro their main force. So you can start taking more efficient fights with your main army while you have choppers going around harassing. The nicest thing too is if you don't want them to really kill anything, but you just want them to fly around the map and shoot farms as they pass by, you can just rally them around the map and then back to your base. And if the opponent doesn't know what's happening, then they're going to spend their attention when you already just spent basically one move to just make a circle around the map. And so you can let that go, and you don't have to focus on that pretty much at all, while your opponent is like, oh dang, I need to chase down this heli, oh man, I need to defend this farm, oh wait, it's going over the next one, I think that's the chopper's biggest strength, is as a tool to deplete attention. Or focus, or I don't know what I want to call that. In that sort of way, they're almost noob checks. Yeah, anyways. Purple's turtling his base, but he's moving his workers with his militia, so they're not actually finishing the buildings that he's trying to get them to build. I think he's trying to go build the farm out here towards Red's base. But all Orange has to do is go where Purple's army isn't, and if Purple recalls his whole army, it's already out of position. You're not going to save the farm. Suddenly you still lose the farm, and you're not anywhere close to getting the other farm that you were gunning for. Orange is building tanks now, getting ready for an actual push. Double producing tanks? Yeah, Orange has got the map. Honestly, if you're Orange, you get 3 light tanks, you go push into green, 3-4 light tanks, depending on if you want to have to make a hospital. Push into green, take those 4 farms. Push into blue, take those 4 farms. Just increase your eco by such a significant amount that your victory is assured. I think that's been a common critique that I've had, is like, okay, sure, you're ahead, that's great. Being ahead is fine. You want that. But you don't want to be ahead by a penny when you can be ahead by $1, you know? Like, all you have to do is maintain the board. The opponent has to attack into you. So you can just set up your defense and then go and take more farms. Right? You can just tower up static super heavy. It's on your opponent to crack your static defense. And if they don't, you win. And if they try and they fail, then you win. And if they try and they succeed, then you're on more even footing. But you can still win back that advantage just about as easily as you had in the first place, and they had to try really hard to get the chance to win it back. So I mean, it's not a terrible idea to just get as greedy as possible and then just spam static until you have a max army and then push into them and then rinse repeat. If they tower up in kinds, like they're like, oh, well, I'm not gonna die, then you can already hospital push, you can already medic push. If you do one of those slow pushes and they have air units, or even if they just have an army that they can move around the map, make sure you have missile turrets around your CC. It helps so much against random pushes that might kill your CC otherwise. I've seen a couple games end where somebody was really ahead but forgot to defend their CC, and then like 8 helis flew over and that was it. Also, you can stop unit spam armies like mass militia or mass soldier or whatever with like 5 missile turrets in a well-placed spot, like around your CC. It's kind of not fair. But yeah, there's no real contention that Orange is commanding in this game. Still double producing tanks. He's got a hospital. He's making some air units as well. I don't know if it's constant double production. No, it's a heli tank is what he's making. Not a bad composition. Chopper tank. Chopper light tank. Use choppers to shoot at the choppers and hornets. I mean, sure, you lose to fighters and you lose to anti-air, but fighters and anti-air don't shoot tanks. So like the chopper's whole job is to just keep the stuff out of the sky that will make your tanks hurt. I mean, of course, you could also add anti-air if you really feel insecure about it. Alright. Yeah, Purple tried cooking by making an aircraft carrier, I guess to get fighters, but yeah, that's a GG. Anyways, I suppose that game was it was interesting. Maybe not the most entertaining game that I've ever cast, and of course the lag doesn't help. But you know, I hope that you enjoyed, and if you watched to the end, thank you very much. I appreciate it greatly. I suppose I don't have much more to say. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and remember, stay classy.